Like, did you maximize your talent? Did you really lock in? Because some dudes be technicians. When we walked, you walk up the court, we were like, oh, that's Lil Cuz that know the ball. Watch this. Watch him. Did you maximize your talent?
I love the fact that Channing asks people difficult questions. Like, I really love that. That's what I love about the Pivot podcast. Channing is going to ask questions that people want to know. That he might ask a question that might make you get a little defensive, right? It might start a debate. He'll debate with you. That's what I love. He's just he brings a lot of value to the Pivot podcast. Anyway, so my opinion on did John Wall maximize his talents? I think with his injuries, he did what he could do. You know, I don't know fully. So when he asked that question, it made me think of like Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi couldn't shoot the ball early on in his career. Now people literally don't want him to shoot. Like that man can give you 30 shooting mid-ranges and threes. You know what I mean? I just don't know. Maybe I didn't watch enough basketball. I don't know if John Wall was at that point to where we don't want you shooting mid-ranges and threes. Like people really don't want Kawhi. Kawhi has made it his shot a lethal weapon for real. I don't know if John Wall got to that point. So it makes me not want to say 100% he maximized his talents. Let me know in the comments what y'all think. I'm going to keep the video going so y'all can see his answer.
I think later on I did. You know what I mean? Early on, so young and so gifted. Thank God for that ability. I really didn't have to work on my skill set. And it really wasn't no big time trainers like that coming up where I was. So it was more so I played pickup. Like Michael Jordan said in his thing, in his laws of his contract, I could play basketball wherever I was at. That's how I grew up. Like we played basketball wherever. It was do your homework, go outside, play. It really wasn't too much training. These guys, they don't have a lot of training, skill set. Like guys in third grade, fourth grade are ranked the best player in the country and they got trainers. Yep. I wish we had that. Like I tell my nephew all the time, like if I had what you had, I'd probably be at a different level, but we just didn't have that. I just played. So when I got to the league, got around Gilbert Arenas, got around Sam Cassell, those guys, I understood what working out really was. Like, how do you get better? You can't just play all off athleticism your whole career. So I think I could have, but like a lot of times, probably like my 5th year, 6th year in the league was my first summer working out without having an injury. Yeah. Of dealing with something, it's always like, damn, I want to get better today. Like, can I do this? But my body like, nah, you got to relax. But for me as a young player, like I'll tell you this, my rookie year, I had a Liz Frank injury, sprained my foot. The first real injury I ever had in my career. And I was like, I can come back in 3 weeks. It's supposed to be 8-week timetable. But, as a young player, they're like, okay, go do you. Come back first game. I couldn't even run. I don't even know why I was out there. Didn't score the first half. Then I was like, man, I just got to figure it out. But I knew I wasn't supposed to be out there. So that probably hurt me more in my career, playing through things I shouldn't have played through. But my favorite player was Allen Iverson growing up. So his mindset, if it ain't broke, go out there and play. And that's how I looked at it. So that's the only thing I would look back at of what I've done in my career.
See, he brought up how, training wasn't as huge, when he was playing, which I agree. I agree with that. People have trainers at a young age. I agree with everything that he's saying. My thing was, I don't know if he specifically talked about maximizing his skill set. Like he talked about a lot of his answers was he's talking about, him playing through injury, him not healing fully, him not fully recovering from injuries. If it ain't broke, keep playing. My thing was maximizing your skill set, having the floater, being deadly with the floater, being deadly with the mid-range. Being able to post up and do a fadeaway, always being able to post up small guards, being able to come off the screen and hit threes. That's why I'm saying that's why I'm saying I can't necessarily say he 100% maximized his talent. A lot of people really need to pay attention and listen to this part. He expresses that it's okay to ask for help. He expresses that he knew he needed help. I think this is the biggest thing with people struggling with anything is not admitting that they need help, thinking that they can do it by themselves. Right. Even like I've had those type of issues where I'm trying to do things by myself and I keep going, it's not working. It's not working. I'm not going in the right direction. I'm going the wrong direction. I'm getting worse. Nothing is getting better. This is just something I think everybody needs to take something away from this. The fact that even though he's rich, he's not trying to, even though he's a rich black man, he's not trying to just do things on his own. He's admitting he needs help.
How are you with your mother's passing now? I know that was extremely difficult for you. Kind of detailed it in Players Tribune.
It was tough. It was like, it's like an African-American man, we always feel like our pride is too big. Like, we don't need help. I don't need to ask for no help. I can get through everything through myself, through life. And I had to sit there and be like, yo, I need help. Like, I'm not bigger than nobody. I'm not better than nobody. And don't make you weaker as a man. It makes you stronger to know I can lean on somebody. And through that phase, it was tough. You got to think. 2018, I tear my Achilles. I'm on probably the top 3 best players in the East at that time. Tear my Achilles. My first son is born. Now I know my mom has breast cancer. She's going through this phase. Then my mom passed. Then my grandma ended up passing like a year or two later. Then my second son is born. Then I get traded from D.C. where it was home, where I was been for 10 years, like basically raised me as a kid with no tattoos, no facial hair, no family, like no kids, none of that. Till like, damn, everything hit me at once. Like, why in 4 years I get all this at once? And I was sitting back and I was like, you're bigger than this, you're better than this. So I got to give a shout out to Pastor Batter. There was a guy that ran our chapel, that was with our team. And through that whole phase, he came to me. His mom kind of was similar. He was like, go have a conversation with her. Like, see if she's tired, see if she's ready to be at peace. And I went and had a conversation. I'm like, are you tired? She was like, I lived a great life. Like, I'm just tired of hurting, tired of fighting. And I see my mom like go from getting up at 5 a.m., going to TJ Maxx and Marshalls to she just can't do it no more. And I had that conversation. It made it a little bit easier to deal with the past. It was still tough, and I had to find the right people and the right team to be around me. But once I figured it out, it was like a little easier. But I know she's smiling down because everything I'm doing is going in a positive way. And she always told me, be known as a better person, not just a great basketball player.
This next one is very similar. He talks about just being vulnerable as a man. He talks about, just being honest, knowing when you're hurting and knowing that, admitting that you're struggling is not, it doesn't mean you're weak, right? A lot of the times us as men, we're not trying to tell anybody anything. We're trying to go through everything on our own. We're trying to act like we're big and bad and we're not hurting at all when we are, right? A lot of people, this next one, he's reiterating that being vulnerable is actually being strong, right? It's showing you're brave. It's showing strength.
What did you learn about vulnerability that you wish like other people would understand?
Well, most important, like I told him, like, don't be scared to lean on nobody. Don't be scared to lean on nobody. It's important to ask for help. Like, if I don't say those words right there, yo, I need help. I'm not here today to do this interview. I can't talk to y'all. I don't get to see my kids graduate kindergarten or play sports or figure out what their next role in life is. Like, I don't force my kids to play basketball. They just ask. The first sport they love was soccer, and then it was flag football. Like, just enjoy. There's no pressure to do what I did. That's why I didn't want to name my kids a junior. Build your own name. You're going to have my last name, but build your own name. But don't be scared to ask for help. It's okay to sit out here and ask for help. You don't feel no weaker and make you stronger. And you got other adversity in life you can get through.
I feel like a lot of men need to verbalize more that it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to ask for help. It's not weak to ask for help. It's not weak to tell somebody that, you need to talk. You need them. You need to see them. Hey, man, can we go do this? Got to get my mind off this. Hey, can we talk about this? I need to vent. Hey, what's the best way to handle this situation? I feel like that needs to be talked about way more. I think all the famous people should be talking about it.
And that other question, your biggest pivot in life is that one moment you can look back on and say, because this happened to me or for me, I am who I am today.
I think the biggest pivot for me is the darkest place I was in. I think that's the biggest pivot and my purpose. My purpose is if I was great at basketball, I had a hell of a career. The only thing I would change is injuries, which you can't control.
Yeah.
But other than that, I love what I did. I took care of my teammates. I was fun. I played on both ends of the floor. But now I get to not just show people how great I was at basketball, I get to go on TV and talk about what I did as a basketball player and teach them what I see and what I think they can grow in and pivot from and get better at. These young guys, I always tell them, like, here's my number. Like, reach out. Like, I've been through what you've been through. I've done it on the highest level where you're trying to get to, and I've probably been in different spaces you probably never will get to. So if I can help you not go through the mistakes I went through, I'm here for it because I'm older, I'm smarter, I'm more mature, I'm willing to learn. So I feel like my purpose is of being a sports analyst broadcaster is giving my knowledge of the game and a why. Because you can watch and people always talk all the time, talk basketball, but you might be like, why he take 23s tonight? As a fan, you don't know why. But me, that's my job, is to tell you why he did that.
Right.
And you know what I mean? Like you might say, oh, the quarterback did this on this play. You're like, why? You can explain that to him. So it's like, I always look at it like I want to be a GM one day. That's like my ultimate goal because I feel like I know the game of basketball. So I know just because you're a two guard and you're nice and you're a point guard, you're nice, they might not mesh together. So why would I draft them together? And then you always wonder why, they don't like each other. They don't fit together.
Yeah.
So to put a team together, you got to know what each other's personalities and characters are all about. So I think that's my biggest pivot of just having an opportunity to live my dream out and playing on the NBA on the highest level. But I think my biggest purpose is helping the younger generation out.
He said the biggest pivot for me is the darkest place I was in. Meaning he found himself, the biggest thing, the most important thing was that like he needed the dark to come to the light. Right? Like he found himself in the darkness. He became great in the darkness through the problems, through being sad, depressed, angry, mad. He found himself through all the pain, all the trial and tribulations is when he found himself. That you got to pay attention to that because people don't understand. You find yourself when you are struggling the most. You find yourself when you are in a position where you just got you and God. What are you about to do right now? What are you going to do right now? You can keep indulging in your addictions. You can keep being in self-pity mode, right? You can keep just making excuses, or you can ask yourself, what is the next best thing to do in my life? And I'm starting to realize right now, the worst moments is when you make the biggest life transformation. The biggest transformation. That's when you get the most positive out of yourself is in the worst moments, in the worst situations, because you really get to see who you really are. You really get to see your decision making transforms, becomes better. Everything improves during those times. Man, that was big. This was a good interview. I didn't want to talk about the whole thing for y'all. I just wanted to talk about some big things, some big moments, important things I thought were good things to, have some conversation about. Let me know what y'all think of the interview. Let me know what y'all think of some of these points, the video, what's y'all opinions and things like that. I'll see y'all on the next one. I'm out.